For this warm-up flow, you're going to walk out to a plank position and then go into a runner's lunge, opening up to the left. Then you'll step the right foot up, open up to the right. You'll come back to that plank position and walk yourself up to standing. You're going to go ahead and repeat this. The purpose here is to open up your hips and to give your thoracic spine just a little bit of loving. You will also be prepping your wrist and your shoulders. Then you'll be going into knee pulls. For your knee pulls, I want you to try to stay as upright with that chest as you can, pulling the knee up towards the chest. Then we'll be going into toe pulls. So you're basically pulling the heel towards your butt by grabbing the top of the foot. Try to squeeze the glute to kind of create a braced core right in there. You'll then go into a set of squats, sitting your hips back and opening up your hips. Goblet squat with heels elevated. For this move, you'll have to stand on an object, any household object, say like a book, that will raise your heels about an inch or two. This is a quad dominant movement, and we are heavily loading your knees. So if you have bad knees, maybe this isn't the move for you. Otherwise, explore it, feel it out, brace your core, and stay upright. Deficit lunge with a twist. Please note that you don't have to actually do this at a deficit, so you could just do it flat on the floor, and you also don't need to have weight. So these are two kind of steps up if you want to challenge yourself. When you go for that twist, you are twisting towards the front leg or the standing leg or the working leg. Try to keep the torso upright, core is braced, glutes on. For a windmill, I want you to start by having your toes straight ahead and then turn them both out 45 degrees. From there, whatever leg you are bending down towards, that leg is going to be slightly soft. You're driving your hips back at a diagonal, in line with the toes. Look up at the weight. Try to keep the arm in as vertical of a position as possible. Walking lunge. You do not have to have weights for this, but of course you can. As you're doing your walking lunge, I want you to focus on external rotation, so the front leg, the leading leg, has that slight turnout even though the toes are straight ahead. Your core is braced, you've got a very slight hip hinge, and you're breathing. Sidestepping goblet squat. You are going to be holding a weight right up at your chest, and you're going to step sideways all the way till the end of one rep range and then bring yourself back in the other direction. Key points here, make sure the core stays braced, you're breathing, you've got external rotation going on, and your glutes are on. Seated dumbbell leg extension. So the first way that I'm showing you this, you do have to kind of lift the thighs up in order to have that clearance, which is actually pretty damn hard. So go with a lighter weight. If you are over that, just not happening for you, go ahead and do almost like a half range. So let the dumbbell hit the floor and then extend up. Dumbbell hamstring curl. Ideally, if you can find yourself on a surface that is slightly elevated, you will have like more range of motion, so you can get a little bit more out of this. You're squeezing a dumbbell in between your feet. It can be a little awkward, and shoes might actually help you in order to grip this. If you don't have an elevated surface, you can do kind of a half range, just keeping your hamstrings under tension the whole time. With this combo, we're doing some squats, some side kicks, a plank position, crossovers, and then knee up to the elbow in a wide position. Throughout the whole thing, I want you to think of proper squats, so sitting your hips back, keeping the core engaged in that plank position, pushing tall through your shoulders, breathing.